again, everyone, and welcome to another episode on Let's Talk About Us with Uche. As usual, everyone who's been supporting me, thank you very much for your support. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to download, subscribe, comment, like, rate, review, share with your friends and family. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. For today, I'm going to be responding to the Candace Owens interview where she basically talked about Cardi B. So there's a part on the interview where Candace Owens basically called Cardi B an illiterate and also a puppet for the Democratic Party. So basically accusing Joe Biden's interview as being disingenuous and attached to an agenda to gain black votes. It's been going viral for a few days now, and I'm gonna be reacting to this and try to give my own commentary on the whole situation. Also try to attach some links down below for anyone interested in the interview. But anyway, here's my breakdown. First of all, I do want to say that when it comes to topics like politics and government, I honestly try to stay away from those topics because it's just really not my thing. You know, there's a lot of personal reasons why I try to stay away from those. You know, it's not, I'm not knowledgeable when it comes to government. Apart from the fact that I did serve in the military at some time, that's really it. I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge about the government. I don't really have a whole lot of deep interest in the government. You know, it's just a very complex body, and it's just a whole lot of facets to it. And I'm just not trying to give my energy to that. Again, there's a lot of other personal reasons, so this is really not my area at all. But for the sake of this whole feud going on between Candace Owens and Cardi B, I'm going to be making a reaction video to this. When it comes to Cardi B, I think she's a beautiful woman. You know, hate her or love her. Some people clown her on the internet, say she's unattractive and all that. Beauty is an eye of the beholder. You know, to somebody she's beautiful, to somebody she's not. Makeup or no makeup, you know, she is who she is. You can't really change that about her. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to her music, some people think it's trash. Some people think it's great. You know, some people clown her for not writing her own lyrics. I know when she had that feud with Nicki Minaj a few years ago, you know, that's one of the points Nicki used against her, that, you know, Nicki writes her own lyrics and Cardi doesn't. You know, all that stupid beef between these two people. Me personally, I'm not a Cardi B fan. It's not that I hate her. I listened to some of her music. Unfortunately, a lot of the music today, you know, is trash. The lyrics is trash. You know, there's nothing more than selling sex. It's about this and that, you know, some body part, fuck this person and suck this person, you know, nigga this and nigga that, you know, that's basically what it is, you know. So there's nothing too new with her craft compared to everybody else. But to be honest with you, sex sells, trash sells, and she's been able to capitalize on that market that America has given her the opportunity to capitalize on. So she's doing her thing, hate her or love her, you know, she has every right to sell whatever she's selling in order to make a name for herself. Now there's a lot of this controversy about Cardi B being black or not being black. I know she refers to herself as Afro-Latino or Latina, whatever. Me personally, I don't see her as a black woman. You know, let's keep it real. An average American looking at Cardi B would not see her as a black woman. She looks Hispanic to me. You know, like, I know there's some black Hispanics, but she looks more so phenotypically Hispanic, you know, like the phenotype that we're so used to associating Hispanic, Latino, Latina, or Latinx with. She has that mulatto look, you know. She's more so on the lighter skin shade. So I personally don't consider her as black. I don't think she should be a representation of black people or black women because she does not look like your typical black person. I do think she's Hispanic. That's just me. I think she's Latina or Latino or Hispanic. I don't think she's black. But if you want to call her black, that's your problem. I really don't give a shit. But that being said, I do think that even though that she is Latino, Latina, whatever it is, even if you're black or not, the fact that she's using her platform, she has a big platform. You know, she's a A-list celebrity. Let's keep it real. She is, you know, she has some of the biggest songs, the biggest hits, the biggest albums out there right now. And even at that, she has a really huge platform. And on top of that, she's using her platform to speak up for black people. And for that, I will always respect. And one of the reasons why I will always respect that is because as a woman that I don't consider black, she's doing it in spite of the fact that a lot of black people with big platforms and probably even bigger platforms are not doing. You know, there's a lot of black men and women who have bigger platforms work in Hollywood, work around Hollywood, in America and outside of America, and they can't be bothered with all the bullshit going on with Black American society or even Black people in general. And this woman, she's used her platform to speak up against the brutality, police brutality. She was advocating for justice for George Floyd. She was also advocating for the police officer that killed Breonna Taylor to be arrested. She's been very vocal for the Black community for a while. I know some people say that she's doing that because she's Black, or maybe or she claims to be Black, or maybe because she's doing it because her husband is Black and her kid is part Black or something like that. Whatever her reason is, I will always respect anybody who uses their platform to promote Blackness and Black wellness, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of Black people who are not doing it. Now, that being said, this is no shade against Cardi B. I do think she's beautiful and, to somebody, and talented to somebody, and she's successful to somebody. Me personally, I don't think Hollywood is a success, but that's just me. Like I've said in other previous episodes, success is relative and quite subjective. It's an individual thing, and I don't think all that, millions and billions, to me, that's not necessarily success. It just means that you have more money to afford a lot of things that a lot of people like us cannot afford. That's just what it is. But that being said, me personally, I don't think Cardi B made a name for herself based on her intellect. I don't think so. Anyone can basically say that. I think what made Cardi B famous is that her rants, her personality, her wild personality, her potty mouth. She has a personality that a lot of people find humorous. She's kind of like the clown, and she does that on purpose. I think a lot of that is who she really is, because she had to grow on me, she really did. I think she's that homegirl. She's that ride or die type of homegirl. She keeps it real. She's that type of person that, you'll always know her energy from the beginning. That's just who she is. She seemed like a very genuine person, and a lot of people like her. I think she did one of those Love and Hip Hop shows. I'm not sure. Like I said before, I don't really watch those shows, but I think she did that, and that kind of pushed her up on the limelight or spotlight. And a lot of people really liked her. She has a very infectious personality. It's not necessarily because of her intelligence, just more so her personality. She's just really humorous, and people put her on a pedestal. Her music is average to me. Like I said, I listen to it, and sometimes when I work out, it doesn't really do anything that special to me. I wouldn't call myself a fan or a hardcore fan or whatever, what I'm saying, but her music is okay. But I think a lot of people know her more because of her rants, her antiques, her loud personality, her very strong personality, her potty mouth, and just her very humorous personality. She's very relatable, as opposed to some other female artists that try to carry themselves as though their shit don't stink. Cardi B is just that homegirl. Now, when it comes to elections and votings and things like that, this is probably going to get me in trouble, but here we go. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to talk about government or politics. I only like to have these kind of conversations with very select few kind of group of people, because I believe conversations like politics, religion, sexuality, things like that, you'd have to be very, very intelligent. You'd have to be very open-minded, in order for you to get where I'm coming with this, but for the sake of this podcast episode, I'm just going to spill the tea. When it comes to elections and voting, I don't vote. I don't participate in voting, and I have my own personal reasons why I don't participate in voting. And I feel like a lot of people have been brainwashed to think that the problem is Democrats versus Republicans, but I believe that the bigger problem is the fact that people think that the problem is Democrats versus Republicans. When it comes to the Black plight in America, me personally, I don't think neither the Democrats or the Republicans give two shits about Black people, point blank period. Let's keep it real. There's been a lot of Democratic candidates in America, and the black race still ain't shit. What have they done for the Black race apart from give us crumbs so that they can get their votes? What I'm saying? They haven't really done a whole lot of work for the Black race. Like I said in my previous episode on Black reparations, white America's interest is not uplifting Black folks. It's a matter of fact, white America's interest is not uplifting anybody. When it comes to a capitalist nation, it's all about money. It's all about money. Money is power. Power is money. When you have the very few intelligent people capitalizing on the ignorance of the majority, so that you can feed your account, you can feed your power. That's basically what the order of the day is here. So both Republicans and both the Democrats, in my opinion, don't give two shits about Black folks at all. I'm saying? These are not the solution that Black America needs. It's unfortunate that the Democratic Party have kind of painted themselves to be very pro-black, when in reality all you're looking for is black votes. I remember when Hillary Clinton came out and spilled that bullshit about hot sauce in my purse or some bullshit like that, because in from her perspective, that's all she had to do in order to get black votes, which is quite insulting, considering everything that black America has been through, black people in this country have continued to go through. All you think you have to do is just come out and say this bullshit about, basically quote Beyonce, and then you get black people voting for you. It's quite insulting, and it's deflecting from the real plight that black people go through in this country. Black people, we don't need your quote from Beyonce. Beyonce can quote herself. We need more proactivity. We need, like I mentioned in my previous episode about, on black reparation, we need more healing, physical healing, mental healing, and spiritual healing, so that we can heal from the brokenness that, black people have been subjected to in America for a really long time. And unfortunately, a lot of Democrats have capitalized on the ignorance of black people. I don't want to generalize when I say white America, but let's keep it real. The few white America who has power, they've always seen black people as very stupid, very slow, they're clueless. That's just been the narrative for a long time. And a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of the Democratic Party, they have mastered that. And that's exactly what Joe Biden did. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Joe Biden could have interviewed anybody, literally anybody, as a black representative, but chose to interview Cardi B, it's quite insulting and sad at the same time, because first of all, Cardi B should not be a representative of black people, point blank period. Cardi B should be a representative of herself. You know what I'm saying? She's an entertainer. She's not a politician. She doesn't know anything about politics. Even listening to the interview, you could tell that she's completely oblivious of politics. Yes, you have your opinions. You have your right to voice out your opinions, and whatever cause you want to fight, there's nothing wrong with that. I have a platform myself where I voice out things. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not a politician, and neither is Cardi B. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden has interviewed with a few other black people, or people who represent the black race. You know what I'm saying? But let's also not pretend that this specific interview with Cardi B is not agenda driven. It's all about votes. Cardi B has a huge platform and a huge black following. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Cardi B was selected as the representative of the black race for this bullshit agenda by Joe Biden, it's quite insulting, because you have a lot of black intellectuals out there. You have a lot of black men and women who are not in entertainment, even some of who are in entertainment, but a lot of very intelligent, high IQ black men and women who have very high knowledge in government, who studied government, worked in government, who also look phenotypically black, which is, again, going back to, the way Cardi B looks, she doesn't look black at all. There's nothing wrong with the way she looks, but the fact that she's the spokesperson for black people, for black women, especially considering her craft, it's just quite insulting. We have a lot of black intellectuals out there. And once again, we all know that Hollywood doesn't like to, showcase the intelligent black people, the educated black people. When it comes to success, they try to paint this image that black people can only be successful through media, through entertainment, and that's just not true. You know what I'm saying? I believe Candace Owens made a lot of good points. Joe Biden specifically chose to have an interview with Cardi B because he just knows that she's a political illiterate, and he knows that Cardi B has a huge following, a huge black following. She's oblivious of politics, and all he had to do is basically try to convince her to go on her platform to encourage black people who follow her on social media to go vote for the for the Democratic Party. And that's exactly what Joe Biden wants, and that's exactly what he's going to get, and it's a very easy solution for what he's looking for. Once again, making all these fake promises, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, all you got to do is just vote for me, basically giving black people crumbs in returns for votes. You know what I'm saying? And the Democratic Party have done this before many times in the past, give you crumbs, so that they can get votes. But at the end of the day, black people are still the most marginalized, the most unemployed, the least underpaid, especially black women. Black people suffer from a lot of mental health breakdowns. There's a lot of issue with the black race. Again, if you haven't been listening to my episodes, please check out my previous episodes where I broke down some of the issues that the black America has continued to face, and also black people in general all around the world have continued to face. None of these white people, none of these old white men, in politics have ever had a first-hand honest interest on the black race. Because if you really genuinely did care about the black race, there's a lot of things that you could do to change the dynamics in America, the black problems in America. There's a whole lot of things that needs to be done in order to rewrite the narrative that black people have been subjected to for a really long time. And Joe Biden, that is not in his best interest. Now, from Candace Owens' perspective, I don't know if I could say that Donald Trump is a solution. Black people is a solution for black people. I can't really say. I'm not a Trump supporter, nor do I hate him. Again, I'm very neutral when it comes to government and politics, and these are conversations I like to have in the privacy of my home with very select few people. People who are not going to try to cut my head off. Get all defensive, because a lot of people just start shaking when these kind of conversations present itself. So I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm very neutral when it comes to Republican, Democrats, because again, I don't think neither one of these people have black people's interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't think neither one of these people care that deep about black America in order to collectively change the narrative for black folks. Now I don't know if Donald Trump is a solution black people need. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know enough for me to actually conclude on that, but I know that Joe Biden is definitely not the solution at all. The Democratic Party is not the solution at all. You know what I'm saying? These people, these old ass white men, don't give two shits about black folks at all. They will continue to give black people crumbs in exchange for vote, because that's actually ultimately what they're looking for. The solution black people need is not political. We need to revamp the whole social construct within the black community. We need to revamp our mentality. We need to revamp what we call a success. We need to rewrite our own narrative. We need to rewrite our own success stories. We need to recreate our own standards that don't conform to white America, white supremacy. So we need to start seeing ourselves as humans, and we need white America to take a chance on us. And this does not have to be political. You know what I'm saying? If we're blessed enough to have somebody in politics who cares about us enough to help us out in this fight, then so be it. But at the end of the day, we need to revamp the social system of the black community in America, and it has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. But ultimately, Candace Owens, she made some good points. She really did make some good points. She kept it real. I don't think she wasn't politically correct at all. I don't think she was trying to be politically correct at all. She just kept it real. There's a lot of intelligent black men and women that Joe Biden could have chosen to have an interview with, but he specifically didn't. He deliberately didn't choose to interview with them. He specifically chose to interview with Cardi B, because he knows that Cardi B would be a very easy person to get what he wants, which is basically black votes. I don't follow politics. I don't really know anything about Joe Biden like that, but I'm pretty sure he's interviewed with a lot of other black folks, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Cardi B has every right to fight for black people. She has every right to voice out her opinion. She has every right to have an interview with whoever she wants. She has every right to sing what she sings. You know what I'm saying? Even though I believe that most of the lyrics are trash, but at the end of the day, that's just what it is. There's no shit against her. It's just a lot of the music, a lot of the lyrics today and music today is nothing but trash, and that's part of the issues going on with the black community. We don't have a lot of positive representation in America. Once again, having a Hispanic light-skinned woman who is part of the hip-hop culture hip-hop rap culture be a representative of the black American race in America, it's kind of like an insult, to the black race. Not to Cardi B. She did nothing wrong. She did her part, and I appreciate her standing up for herself, and I appreciate her speaking up for black people. But at the end of the day, we black people, we need more than Democrats versus Republicans, because these are not the solution for us, And if Joe Biden really cares about black people, you would actually talk to the black intellectuals, the black people who are very, very intelligent, who are very knowledgeable, and try to come up with proactive solutions for the black race, as opposed to just, probing, as opposed to just having a cheap ass interview with A-list celebrity who is very easy to who you're going to use to get black vote. Anyway, this is the end of today's podcast episode. Again, I'm not a politician. I don't know anything about government. I don't know anything about politics. I try to stay away from these, this section, because it's just really not my thing at all. But I felt like I had to speak on this, because it's kind of going viral and a lot of people have some type of mixed feelings, and this is really how I feel. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you're new to my podcast, please make sure to subscribe, download, share with your friends and family. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. Thank you very much. Until next time.